Yeah, it is. It's not very edifying. Elsewhere in League One, it was London Scholars 22, Rochdale 56. North Wales 22, Midlands 18. Nice tight game. Keighley 30, Swinton 0.
Bit of a surprise. Not necessarily that Keighley won, but the margin of that. Swinton have...
The 0 Swinton's good going.
I think Swinton have got some injuries in the half-back positions, which maybe explains it a bit, but still, well done, Keighley.
Yeah, and then Oldham 48, Cornwall 22. A very creditable performance by the new boys, Cornwall.
Yeah, that means North Wales stay top, 5 from 5. Rochdale are second on points difference with 4 from 4 Keighley alongside them. Swinton and Doncaster have 6 points and Oldham have 5. Midlands are in 7th with 4 points. Then Hunslet have 3 points. Scholars, Cornwall and West Wales all have 0 points still. And in League One news, Swinton have signed hooker Kieran Rush from Huddersfield on loan. That sort of hints to their injuries in those pivot positions. And Wakefield Trinity have announced loan moves of 2 young players. Dave Windrow has joined Oldham, while Kobe Poaching, who's the son of the head coach, Willie, he's joined Doncaster. Again, credit goes to our friends at Love Rugby League for all the great reporting they do on the Championship and League One. Wheelchair Super League.
Indeed, it was Wigan 62, Leeds 62. That I've never seen that score in rugby league before. 62 all draw.
Yeah, this was played over the road in the sports hall, I think, over the road before the Wigan Salford match, but timings meant I wasn't going to be able to get to that. But I don't know if you can be spectators there, to be honest, actually. But that shows that this Wigan side, that is basically the Leyland side from last year, is a competitive side in this wheelchair competition. They were only narrowly beaten by Halifax, who were top of the table, and then they've drawn Leeds, who won the treble last year. There's 3 teams in this competition that we really need to take serious note of, it means.
Yeah, it does. North Wales 50, Halifax 86.
I think there might have been a game between Hull and Warrington, but it might have been either called off or something. I've not been able to find the score anywhere for it. So, yeah.
Okay. And in the NRL, it was round 7. It was the Sharks 34, the Sea Eagles 22. The Broncos 34, the Bulldogs 14. The Cowboys 30, Titans 4. The West Tigers 23, Rabbitohs 22. That sounds like a golden point win to me. Knights 2, Eels 39.
Right. Just on that one.
Go on.
The Knights kicking 2. That's ridiculous. And then the Eels kicking a drop goal. That's ridiculous.
That's a bloody good point, Mark.
Unless I've written it down wrong off the BBC website.
It's possible, or it could be that someone's put some bets on somewhere.
Yeah.
To get those. The Panthers 36, the Raiders 6. The Dragons 14, the Roosters 12. And the Storm 70, the Warriors 10. Good Lord. That's a massive blowout score. The standings, the Panthers stay perfect at the top, 7 from 7. The Storm are 1 back on 12. Then the Eels and Sharks are on 10, completing the top 4. Cowboys, Roosters, Sea Eagles all have 8. Rabbitohs, Broncos, Dragons and Warriors are on 6. The Titans, Tigers, Knights and Raiders are on 4. And the Bulldogs are at the bottom on 2.
There was another game that we got a fan viewing. Bruiser 664 Sean got in touch about, as he customarily does, and as he customarily also does, leaving off the score. Sheffield Eagles versus Mersey Storm in the Wheelchair Rugby League Championship North. He said, a tough day at the office as the Eagles hosted the league leaders. Sheffield got off to a strong start, getting to the Mersey line but unable to break through the defence, and it was one-way traffic in the first half then, with most of Mersey's 90 points coming from one player. Eagles fought hard in the second half, with Vicky Brooks taking inspiration from her daughter's brace against Wigan to be the first Eagles player to score 2 in a league match and converting both. The Eagles though suffered a couple of injuries in a very physical game. To Sean Orton, his wrist, so hope it's not too bad. You were able to type this out, Sean, so that's good signs. Really hope you recover quickly. And Lottie Davis-Brown with a knee. Hopefully Lottie recovers quickly too. But a try from Stephen Palin-Campbell at the end saw Sheffield match their highest points total of the season so far. Sheffield now have a couple of weeks to rest before travelling to Hull for the Challenge Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good luck to Sheffield in that. Stepping up against a Super League side in Hull, but Hull have only just got to that level, haven't they? So we'll see how that one goes. But good luck. Hopefully you're fit to play, Sean.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Okay, let's move on from our other results, as we've covered everything in the world of Rugby League there pretty much. We're going to move on to predictions instead. Guesses for round 11 of Super League then, David. Sky are at Wakefield on Thursday night for the 8 p.m. kickoff between Wakefield and Huddersfield. And Huddersfield were poor against Warrington, weren't they? But Wakefield have been poor for 3.5 games now. So
correct.
That means Huddersfield, even with a few suspensions, unless... Actually, do we know the squads? We should know the squads, shouldn't we?
I haven't seen the squad
right,
yet.
I'm just going to see. Saying that, Wakefield have put Fafita in the squad a few times and he hasn't actually been picked, so that's been annoying. Have they given a squad? Right, okay. Jowett, Johnston, Lynn, Miller, Lino, Batty, Arona. Fafita's in there. Johnston's there. Gaskell's in there for some reason. Why they want to even have him near their squad after that Wigan performance, I don't know. But it looks like they still haven't got a hooker. So it'll be between Kay and Bose again, won't we? Bose is a hooker, but he's a kid. I'm still going to go Huddersfield. Huddersfield by 8. Shall we check the Huddersfield squad, actually?
I think your analysis of the game is spot on. I think Huddersfield... didn't play very well last week, but they certainly played pretty well against us on the Monday. I'm going to put that down there to just playing their third game. I think they'll bounce back, and I will say Huddersfield by 10.
Yeah. Farge is back in, so you'd expect it should be Farge and Russell in the halves. Yeah. If Fafita plays, then it becomes closer because without Hill, but with Fafita, the balance in the forwards maybe switches slightly. But I'm going to stick with it, and you're going to go with Hudds as well.
Yes.
Oh, what have I done? Oh no, Friday, 7:30 p.m. Catalans versus Castleford. Catalans are having another Friday night game.
Yeah.
Not sure why this time around, but I'm not sure on this one, David. I'm going to let you go first.
Okay, well, I think that with home advantage and it being a Friday night, making it not easy for Castleford fans to get there, so they won't be there in huge numbers. I'm going to go for Catalan at home by 8 points.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the sort of unsure how it's going to go, so I'll do the home advantage and say Catalans by 4, but I'm not confident on that one, to be honest, because Catalans didn't impress me against Hull and didn't particularly impress me against Toulouse the week before either when they were on TV, so Catalans' attack needs to figure itself out a bit. But
I have hit a bit of a flat spot, I agree, yeah.
Friday 8 p.m. Leeds versus Hull KR. I don't think Rowan Smith's going to be in the country for this game, but it looks like Zach Hardaker's going to be in the squad for this game. Hopefully he turns up on time for Leeds' point of view. I think Leeds might get a bit of a boost, but I think Hull KR are the more creative side, so I'll back them to get more points. I'm going to go Hull KR by 2.
I'm going Hull KR by 6.
Friday night, St Helens versus Salford. I assume everyone will be back. Hopefully Makinson and Walmsley are back in to get me some fantasy team points that they cost me last week.
So I think, we haven't had the squad news out yet. I've already, we'll have still 3 suspended, all quite correctly suspended. But the news is that Matautia will be back, Knowles will be back this week, which is good. So we'll have a proper back three again. I think we'll see pretty much the rest of the pack will be okay. There's even a rumour that Regan Grace might make the squad. So, yeah, it won't be a bad side. We'll still have to... Bennison's out. He broke his cheekbone playing in Castleford last week. So if Grace is out and can't play, then we'll definitely be filling in somewhere along the back line. I expect Hopawate to be back and to play fullback this week, and Wellesby to move up into the halves.
Then you'll have Sim on the wing outside Percival, maybe.
Possibly Sim, possibly Davies might come into the centre.
Yeah.
That's also possible. So we'll see. We'll definitely do a little bit of filling in, but we ought to have enough, I think, particularly with Salford missing a couple after their excellent performance at Wigan last week. I think we ought to have enough to win this game. We certainly want to get back into some rhythm and stride ahead of next week's semi-final. So I'm going to say Saints by 14.
Saints by 20 for me. Sky's game on Friday night, 8 p.m. like the other last two. Warrington versus Wigan. Now, Warrington have a bit of a resurgence. They were competitive in defeat to Hull FC, and they won their other games during the Easter period. Wigan, of course, have got Jay Field, so they've got the most exciting player in Super League this season. So it's kind of... Wigan will have Singleton back in the lineup. They do need to figure out the dummy half situation. Brad O'Neill was okay. Joe Shorrocks was a bit scratchy when he came on for Brad O'Neill. That needs sharpening up, especially with other new combinations with Harry Smith filling in for Luluai. I do think that Wigan need to execute all of their chances in this game. They can't waste chances like they have done against Salford, but I'm going to go Wigan by 6. I would like to think the way the pack's been playing recently, it should be able to overcome Warrington.
I'm not sure which way this will go, and using the usual formula, therefore, I'm going to go with home advantage, not with any great confidence, but I'm going to go Warrington by 4.
Yep, that is the formula that we go with when we're unsure, isn't it? Saturday, 3 p.m, maybe a game that we're slightly more sure about. Hull FC versus Toulouse.
Yeah, Hull by plenty. I think, at least Hull by 20 points.
The one thing about Hull is I'm not sure about halfbacks because Ben McNamara's injured and Reynolds and Gale are both suspended. So I do think they'll have enough to win, but with a bit of an outside back injury issue. I understand Vula Kijapani might not be available for selection as well. He might be having some army rugby duties to fulfil or something. I'm sure I saw somewhere over the week.
Yeah, he's playing at Twickenham this weekend.
So they do have issues sort of in the backs, but I still think at home with that pack they should be more than good enough to beat Toulouse. I'll go Hull FC by 16 though, because I think their attack might be a bit clunky.
Okay.
Championship game of the week. It's at the bottom of the table. I think that's most interesting this week, looking at the fixture list. London host Dewsbury on Sunday at 3 p.m. London have to win that game, I think, to get their season kick-started. It's a big one, I'd say.
Yeah, it is. My brother's been unwell recently, but I'm hoping he'll be well enough to get to the game. He loves going to watch London play, so he may well get to that. And on the TV game, it's Barrow versus York, which is on Monday at 7:45 on Premier Sports for those that have a subscription.
yeah, hopefully that'll be an entertaining game. In League One, the R League game is Cornwall, of course.